What's up? Back for another training vlog, little voiceover on this chest back pump fest. Now, this was a great workout. So start the workout with some movement preps. I always start 3 movements. These are the 3 I rotate through for an upper body session. Dumbbell external rotation, just rotating off that knee, and then into a prone W press, just laying down. Think about squeezing those shoulder blades together, big press out, and then the last one, usually a band pull apart. Just repping out about 15 reps, pulling those shoulder blades together. I'll run through this 2 times. Any session I do, that's other upper, lower, I'll always pick 3 kind of prehab, primer movements that get me rolling. They serve as extra kind of volume, but they're also great for injury prevention and just the longevity of being able to continuously lift every day. First movement got into was a chin up. So with all my compounds this past week, I've kind of wanted to just do a bunch of volume. So I ended up doing 5 sets of 8. So I did 5 sets of 8 here in chin up. I had about 60 pounds there. So 260 including my body weight. These were decent. Chin getting above the bar. That felt pretty good. So I recorded the first 2 sets here, front and side. So goal here, full lockout at the bottom, and then just try to bring that chin right above the bar right there. So these felt pretty good. I love chin ups. Chin ups are a staple compound movement for me. I treat chin ups the same as I treat a bench press. I mean, it's a fundamental upper body movement. Super important to overload, and you get strong as heck in these. I like chin ups. I've just always preferred the chin up grip because that's the strongest I am. But you could also do a pull up grip. You could do a neutral grip, chin up grip, whatever you feel best in. But get strong as heck in chin ups. Treat them, go in that 1 to 8 range. Get really strong there. Treat them similar how you would your bench press. Second movement I got into was a barbell incline press. So did a regular flat incline regular flat barbell bench earlier in the week. So this was kind of the secondary bench day. Playing around with the barbell incline, so about a 30-degree incline. I did 4 sets of 8 here, had 250 on the bar. Moved pretty well. The last 2 sets were definitely grinders. Barely would get those last reps there. So a good weight for that 4 sets of 8. Again, a little more volume. I did 5 sets of 8 earlier in the week with a flat barbell bench. So a little extra volume here. I enjoyed it. It's definitely good, getting a little incline work there, kind of flipping it each time. And these felt good, so big press here. I've never been a big barbell incline bench guy. I've always been a flat barbell and then a dumbbell incline. But trying to get better at these, and I think they've definitely helped with my strength, so excited to continue with those. So those first 2 movements, did those separately, and then again some supersets. So my first superset was a chest supported T-bar row, which I love this movement so much. So this pad's obviously really cool. It's made for like a rack, and it's offset to one side, so you can do these chest supported rows. But big thing here, big reach, big pull at the top, and I got the setup's made perfectly for me because I hover right above the ground, so there's like a millimeter in between the ground and where I pull from, so I get a nice big stretch there at the bottom. And then I paired it with a dumbbell bench. It was more of a neutral grip. I was trying to keep my palms facing in, but it kind of turned out to be neutral / pronated grip, which doesn't really matter. Just kind of experimented with a different grip, keeping the dumbbells close. But did 4 sets of 8 to 10 on both those movements. Went back and forth. Here felt pretty good. Little chest back pump, little higher rep after those 2 compound movements. Trying to get some extra volume there. And then I finished the session with just a tricep 3 movements. Cable flies. I love cable flies. Really allows get a big squeeze at the bottom. Think about squeezing those chests together. These cables are also so smooth, and when cable machines are smooth, it just feels good. So here I did 3 sets of like in that 12 to 15 range, essentially going to failure. Where I could barely lock my hands together towards the end, get that squeeze. But they felt pretty good. And then I paired that with a seated cable row. So with those seated cable rows, the goal there, and I did it from this front angle for a reason, that big stretch at the bottom. So really let that weight pull you forward, get a huge stretch there, rock forward with the weight, and then rock back, setting your back in that nice positioning there. So you get a really big stretch there. Feels super good. I usually set up, for the setup I have, to get an extra range of motion, I'll put a dumbbell there so I can really get that big stretch and I don't lose that tension. Love these 3 sets of 12 to 15, paired that with the cable flies. I love doing some cable flies and some cable rows back to back. Pump it out. Feels good at the end of the session after hitting those heavy compounds. just getting some extra volume work there. And then throw these in. I throw these in on both chest and back days, just kind of as a filler movement, but an incline Y raise. So these are great kind of for shoulder, but also your trap. So it works your lower trap. You have 3 parts of your trap. You have your upper part of your trap, middle part, and lower part of your trap. And these work more your lower part of your trap. Just with all the pressing volume I'm doing, just want to keep those shoulders healthy and kind of experiment with it. Get some trap volume in when I can, and it's low-hanging fruit. So did 15 reps there. All right, what's up? Just finished that workout, chest and back workout. Go for a little walk right now. Just getting some steps in. It was sunny, a little cloudy now, but pop the top, just an upper body workout. I gotta let it breathe a little bit. It's summertime. But anyways, as I was walking, I was kind of thinking of something to talk about. And, I was thinking, if you're a newer lifter, you're newer to training or getting into working out or whatever it is, I was thinking, like, what are 3 pieces of advice that are, like, I think has helped me in my lifting and working out career. I started training when I was about 12 years old, 25 now, so it's been about 13 years. So hopefully I've accumulated a little bit of knowledge in the field. But I got 3 things that I'll kind of go through that I kind of think super important and can definitely help you out if you're newer to training. So number 1, I would say it's probably the most important one, is just train hard. I think people take that for granted, and maybe a lot of people don't really know what training hard's like. They don't know what those intensities are, because it takes time. You gotta push yourself. You gotta find what those weights are. You gotta find what failure feels like. You gotta find what a hard conditioning feels like. You gotta take the time to experiment with that. And I think, yes, there are other factors that are super important. Exercise selection is important. Reps and sets, overall volume, the structure of your workouts. But I think what trumps all is the overall intensity. If you're not training hard enough, like, showing up's half the battle. If you're just showing up, that's great. Being consistent, that's half of it. But if you're just going through the motions, you're just not going to make progress. I mean, it's just hard to, unless you're severely undertrained. So I think having that intensity and establishing that intensity at a young age or newer into your lifting, like, yeah, you can look now online and there's a million people telling you ways to train. There's the science crowd, there's all this and that, and those are great. Like, it's super important to be in tune, to research, to know what works, but you can read everything in the world, you can watch every video in the world, but you have to actually do it. Like, that's the beauty of working out. You can read anything, you can watch anything, and you have the will to literally take that and try it out that second. Like, you can try something out and see if it actually works for you. Like, might follow someone, they love this certain chest exercise, and then you try it out and, like, I hate this. Like, don't get stuck in thinking you have to do something just because someone says it. I think train hard, and with training hard, that means find movements you like, find stuff you enjoy to do, and just go hard in those. Obviously, like, there's a difference between just training hard. There should be some understanding behind it, some structure behind it. But I'm saying, in essence, establishing that intensity early on, because the learning will come. Especially if you love working out, you're going to research, you're going to find stuff that works. You're going to find how to structure your workouts, how to do sets and reps, how to get stronger, all that. But the number one thing that is just the tip of that pyramid, in my opinion, is training hard and is training with a high intensity. So I'll say that's number 1. Number 2, I would say just take your early years to get as strong as heck in everything. Like, I'm not just saying your squat, bench, and deadlift. Get strong in every movement. Your dips, your chin-ups, your reverse lunges, your cleans, your squats, your front squats, your dumbbell bench. Find your rep maxes, train hard in those, and get strong and get bigger. Like, I don't know. I know a lot of people want to bulk and cut. Like, you want to get bigger, you want to get shredded for the summer, but take the time to actually develop muscle, to get big, to get strong, and don't obsess over that your first couple of years. Get as big as you can, get as strong as you can, and then maybe over the years, you can start leaning out a little bit and doing that stuff. But I think just getting strong in those movements, establishing movement quality, perfecting your form in those compounds, getting really good, being an efficient mover in those, and then loading the heck out of them, getting stronger. I think those are so important to do. Like, isolation exercises, yes, they're great, but if you're only doing that, these compound movements, these barbell movements where you can express a lot of force, you can move a lot of weight, they're fun as heck to do, but also they're so important to establish early on, because that's going to set you up for the rest of your lifting career for life, is getting good in those movements, establishing good movement proficiency, and then getting strong as heck in that. So I would say that's number 2. Get as strong as heck in everything. Take your time. Don't get too obsessed with bulking, cutting. Take your time getting bigger. Just get bigger. Eat more food. As easy it is to say, eat more food. Don't try to obsess over, I would say just don't obsess really over your physique early on. Just enjoy the process of training. Train hard, get strong, get bigger, and then over the years, then you could start getting more in those smaller things, more physique, minute, whatever it is. And then I would say number 3 with it is I think you have to enjoy your training. I think that's one thing that keeps me coming back every day is I just freaking love it because there's so many things you can manipulate. There's so many different factors. Like you can change the sets and reps. To me, it's like the coolest thing ever because I'll never get tired of working out because there's always something that keeps me coming back. It's like, oh, this week I'm doing wave loading. I'm going to hit this heavy set on squats. But I think especially early on when I was younger, it was like, there's a lot of things I enjoyed doing. And maybe now thinking back, yeah, they probably weren't the most ideal ways to train. Like I remember I used to think speed training was just rip in hills, just run as many hills as possible, breathe in as heavy as possible. Now I know obviously in order to do speed and power work, you got to recover in between. But I don't regret that. It's fun to do and I learned a lot and stuff like that. So I think finding stuff you enjoy and believing in it. I think one really important thing, I like this quote, but it's like, especially with training, like you're never going to have like the perfect program. You can always you're always going to look around for that. And, there's one saying, it's like, if you do a shitty program, a horrible program with 100% intensity, that's way better than the most scientifically perfect written out program done with 50% intensity. You hate it. Find stuff you like, go hard in it, be willing to learn. But I think that is number 3 is just love it. Like love the journey of it. Enjoy the process. Find stuff you love. Yeah, there's gonna be stuff you hate doing, but that's important to do as well. But those are 3 things, kind of a long little spiel here. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. But yeah, 3 things there. Without one, train hard, establish that training intensity early on, use that, be a continuous learner, always try to get better with that and learn more, but train hard trumps everything. So train with a high intensity. 2, get strong as heck in your compounds in every single movement. Get a little bigger. Don't get too obsessed with how you look in the mirror. Realize it takes a long time to gain muscle. It takes a long time to get stronger, and enjoy that journey. Fall in love with it and realize like, hey, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. As cliche as it is, if it was easy, everyone would be jacked. Everyone would be athletic. Everyone would be strong. But it's a long journey, and that's the beauty of it because you can look back in 2, 5, 10 years and be like, I did that. And I think that's the coolest thing ever. And then number 3, you got to enjoy what you're doing. So I think that's super important is, yeah, there's going to be some days you dread. Like squatting is my favorite exercise in the world. I squat 2 times, 3 times a week. I dread it every time. I sit there in between sets contemplating life, but I freaking love doing it and I feel great. So like find movements you love, find methods you love, find splits you love. Again, this kind of all goes back. Enjoy the freaking journey of it. Just fall in love with it. So those are kind of 3 tips that if you're newer to training, heck, if you've been training for a little bit, maybe you're losing motivation, whatever it is, like those are 3 things I would like really emphasize with that. And yeah, so let's leave it there. But appreciate you guys listening to that. And we'll get to the next part of the video. All right, I'm over at the field not the field, I'm actually behind the fields because I'm doing some conditioning intervals. A little running, a little hot out, it'll be a fun one. So today's workout, I'll warm up a little bit, and then with the conditioning intervals, they're all 1-to-2 work to rest ratio, meaning for however long it takes me to do a rep, I rest twice as long. So I'm gonna go 3 different ones. First one's gonna be 60 seconds of work. On that first rep, I'm literally gonna run down with the cone. As soon as I hit that 60, I'll put the cone down. That'll be my distance, and then I'll be the goal to hit for the full rep. So as opposed to like rep 2, 3, and 4, instead of just aiming for 60 seconds, it's more I want to hit that distance. And the whole reason for this is I don't want my reps to go like, say I get 310 meters on the first one. I don't want to go the next one, I only get 300, then I'm getting 290. There shouldn't be a huge drop off. So the whole purpose of these tempo runs is to run them at like a 70 to 75, 70 to 80% pace, something you can maintain from the first to the last rep. Should be hard, but manageable. So that's what we're doing here. So we'll go 4 reps, 60 seconds of work, 2-minute recovery, And then I'm gonna do 6 reps, 40 seconds of work, 80-second recovery, and then we'll finish with 20-40, probably for 8 reps. Goal is at least 300 meters for the 60, at least 200 for the 40, and at least 100. Should be probably, yeah, a lot more than that. Should be good. We'll see though. I'm excited for this. So, well, as excited as you can to condition, but yeah, we'll get into it. Not much to film here. You'll probably see me run down and run back, and that'll probably be the gist of it, but figure I explain it. Yeah, conditioning, this is typically what I do. I like doing running intervals. I love work to rest ratios, kind of those sustained outputs. So kind of building volume here, so be a fun one. All right, just finished the first set. Minute on, 120 off, 4 reps. Pretty tough today, but it was right around 59 to a minute 1 second. I don't know the exact distance because I'm just running a straight path, but somewhere over 300 meters, I would imagine. But now going down a little bit, going 40 seconds of work, 80 seconds recovery. So these are the usual ones that kick my ass. So hopefully this will feel a little better today, but let's go. All right, just finished that 2. That was, yeah, those suck. Those kicked my ass. But I was 40 on, 80 off. Did 6 of them. Don't know the exact distance, but I imagine well over 200 meters, I would hope. And I was running between about 40 and 42 seconds. So those middle ones are the toughest for me. So now it's got 20, 40, 8 of these. Rip them out. Get in, get out. All right, just finished that. That absolutely whooped my ass. But it's done, baby. So that's all that matters. So did 4 reps of 60 seconds on, 120 off, 6 of 40, 80, and then 8 of 20, 40. Definitely a little hot one today, steamy, but get your conditioning in. That was, it's fun. It's always fun doing conditioning, lifting and conditioning, kind of be best all around. Get everything in, so it challenges you. Just gotta take 1 rep at a time. But yeah, that's it for today. All right, we'll wrap the video up here. Eating dinner. So went to Whole Foods, got this turkey burger, Caribbean mango turkey burger, delicious. Some green beans, and then on a bed of white jasmine rice. So super good. Super stoked to eat this. But yeah, essentially goal is to try to make more videos, more training vlogs, more vlog style. They're super fun to make. I just showed me working out and eating and talking about working out, things I love. So super fun to make. I'll start making more of those goals at least 2 times a week. So we'll get on with that. But as always, you can follow me on Instagram, Shannon Performance. And yeah, hope you guys keep watching. I appreciate watching the video this far. And yeah, leave any comments if you got any questions. And we'll sign off now. Deuces.